Your phone buzzes with a request. Your stomach immediately drops, and your internal monologue screams no. But your thumbs type out, sure, I can make that work. Anyway, it is an exhausting cycle. Every forced agreement piles up. Week after week, you stack external obligations on top of each other, eventually burying yourself under everyone else's schedule. We tell ourselves we do this because we are kind, but that reflexive yes usually stems from guilt. It is an automatic response designed to avoid the momentary discomfort of letting someone down. Over the next 5 minutes, we'll build a reliable, guilt-free method for refusing unreasonable demands. We will strip the emotion out of the process and replace it with a system. Right now, think of one specific upcoming obligation on your calendar that you are dreading. Lock it in your mind. That is going to be our test case today. Setting a hard limit against that obligation isn't selfish.
Protecting your time and energy is the absolute foundation of your well-being. Step 1 is understanding the guilt itself. When you finally decide to prioritize your own needs, your brain sounds an alarm. But that alarm is false. It is simply reacting to an unfamiliar habit. Through years of social conditioning, we have programmed our brains to equate the word no with hostility. We incorrectly assume that declining an invitation makes us an adversary. The psychological reality operates in reverse. When you deliver a clear, unapologetic boundary, your peers are far more likely to respect your time rather than resent you for it. Once the decision to set a boundary is made, flashing warning signals calm down into solid internal stability. That stability acts as a literal shield, deflecting the chaotic demands of others, preserving your mental energy for your own priorities. The Stoics understood this well. You will exhaust your life trying to make everyone happy because approval has no finish line, but self-respect does. Until you actively override that internal false alarm, you cannot take control of your schedule. Acknowledging the glitch is the necessary prerequisite to fixing it. Now, bring that specific dreaded obligation back to mind, the one you locked in earlier. When you consider backing out, you likely picture the other person's disappointment, but you are operating under the flawed assumption that managing their emotional reaction is your responsibility. This is the trap. You are willing to inflict genuine exhaustion on yourself just to spare someone else from experiencing minor friction. This visualization shows the absurdity of that logic. You allow the massive weight of your own exhaustion to be outweighed by the tiny pebble of someone else's minor disappointment. When someone expects you to bend over backwards, do not try to paint a different picture of their behavior. Instead, remember this rule. You train people how to treat you, consciously or not. Boundaries educate. What you allow continues. Every time you force a yes out of fear, you issue an open invitation for future demands. To stop the cycle, we have to break that filter entirely. Step 2 is execution. We are going to draft your refusal right now, and we are going to strip out every single justification and apology. The primary reason people fail at setting boundaries is that they dilute their no. They bury the refusal under a mountain of context, schedule conflicts, and excuses. Look at the difference in this messaging app. On the left, a rambling paragraph of apologies. On the right, a clean, single-sentence refusal. When you over-explain, you provide a list of obstacles for the other person to dismantle. Your long list of reasons signals that your boundary is a suggestion, turning your refusal into an opening for negotiation. Instead of inventing a reason, choose from a set menu of firm, neutral phrases to handle your dreaded obligation. Here are your scripts. I won't be able to do that. That doesn't work for me. Maybe next time. And I have other priorities. The absolute rule here is punctuation. You must end your chosen phrase with a hard period. Do not offer an alternative time, and do not provide follow-up context. Brevity is where your power lives. A short, definitive statement removes the leverage a requester would normally use to try to change your mind. You now have a firm, unapologetic script ready to deploy against the exact request that has been hanging over your head. After you send it, you will likely feel a spike of guilt. Remember, that is just your brain's temporary glitch adjusting to a new standard. It is not an indicator that you have done something wrong.
Once that initial discomfort fades, it is replaced by immense physical relief. You are leaving the noise behind and stepping into clear, self-directed space. This brings us to the respect rule. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient. Ultimately, unbalanced availability breeds disrespect. Think about the weight of your word. If you always say yes, your presence becomes an expectation, a baseline. By proving you can say no without guilt, your actual commitments carry more weight. Your yes stops being an automatic reflex and starts being a deliberate choice. It is time to execute. Take the phrase you selected, open your messaging app, and hit send. Reclaim your time and let the boundary do the work.